So, a while back I made a video showing off me using a Switch Pro controller motion control to play Osu, and I got a lot of comments telling me the video was fake. So I tried to record a better one, but at the time I didn't have the right setup, couldn't really do a hand cam, couldn't really record properly, but now I can. So in this video I'm going to first be showing off some gameplay. Second, be showing how to set up the gyroscope if you want to do it yourself. And third, I will get into the overall viability of this, in my opinion. I do want to say first that I don't play like this anymore. It was something I did probably about 2-3 years ago now, just as a fun gimmick, so the gameplay is going to be a little bit rough. There's a part in the footage where I misread a spinner, and I start spinning the stick, and there's no spinner. I don't have an excuse for that one, but let's just get into it. So, pretty obviously, I already have this set up, but just to walk through what you guys need to do. Well, first things first, you are going to need either a Switch Pro controller or a DualShock 4. An Xbox controller will not work for this. You're going to need Steam. First, you have to add Osu as a non-Steam game. So add a non-Steam game, and you want to find Osu from this list or browse for it. I, of course, have already done that. From there, you want to activate Big Picture Mode, which you only have to do to set up the controls. You will not have to have Big Picture Mode open as you play. You want to go, well, first you want to go into settings, controller settings, and be sure your Switch Pro or PlayStation configuration is enabled, and be sure it's registering the controller. After that, you want to go into your library and you want to find Osu that you added, manage the shortcut, and go to controller configuration. I have obviously already set mine up, as well as some for other modes, but I will walk you through everything you need to do. Most important, of course, is the mouse, is the gyroscope. You have to click here. This controls the gyroscope. You want to change this to mouse. Be sure it's always on. From there, you can go into additional settings. I suggest lowering smoothing and putting minimum movement threshold about as low. Or you want to mess with it a bit. Let's say, because it's different for different controllers, different qualities. How long you've been using the controller. You want to find the point where it's not too jittery. From there, you want to change whatever you want to be clicking the circles with, which could be the bumpers or the triggers. You want to put those to Z and X if you're using default Osu controls. I actually use Q and W. The next important one, the right stick is how I do spinners. I set this to mouse region. I put the region size pretty small. And I also go into this and I put the outer ring binding onto one of the buttons I use to click circles, so I don't have to hold down a trigger as I spin the circle. Oh, and you also want to turn snap mouse back on stop to off. What that does is after you press the right stick, it would then re-put your cursor to where it was before you pressed the right stick, and it's very jarring. Another important one is I put the escape key on plus in case I want to pause. And also I map Y to position move cursor. Basically, select the section for the buttons, select button pad, then the button you want to use to reset your mouse. Click that and then click the green one here, position. What this does is when I press the button, it'll center the cursor and put it fairly low. The reason I put it fairly low is because it's easier to go from a resting position and tilt your controller up than it is down. That's a good way to damage your wrists. So I place that just about here. Besides that, I think that's about it. Another thing to note is you do need to launch the game through Steam to use this controller layout. It does not particularly have to be through Big Picture Mode. You can close Big Picture Mode and then launch it through the Steam regular window, but you do have to launch the game through Steam. So as far as the viability goes, let's start off by saying you're never going to be a top player playing with a Switch Pro controller. I do find it a fun way to play. I feel like I came into it with a lot of experience using a gyroscope in this way, and for a while I was maxed out at about mid-difficulty 3-star songs. As I got better at Osu, better at rhythm games in general, I do feel like you could do a fair bit better than that. You could probably full combo, maybe easy to medium difficulty 4-star songs, but I do feel like the ceiling is somewhere around there. If you're interested, feel free to prove me wrong, but I do feel like that's about it. As far as feeling on the wrist goes, I don't feel like it's particularly uncomfortable to play. You do have to keep in mind, as I said in the controls, you generally want to be holding the controller flat and lifting it or tilting it upward. Tilting it downward is definitely a good way to strain your wrists. Besides that, I think that's all I need to say. Thanks for watching.